Welcome back. Uh, the main idea of today is that is my mother birthday. She's also born on 10 February, but um, this episode will start with a bit of wisdom, and after this, we will try to discover more in the Discovery series about technical stuff, or for those who just hang around, we will discuss a bit, we will process the information, even though they are technical. Maybe there is a saying in Romanian.
As a miscellaneous fact.
As a miscellaneous fact.
As a miscellaneous fact.
So just for fun, we will talk about some technical stuff. Of course, I can make here a big title, but I just tell you the main idea when we talk about brakes. I won't talk about brakes because this bike have some brakes, this bike have some brakes, that bike there another set of brakes. I tested a lot of other brakes, hydraulic brakes, mechanical brakes, disc brakes, rim brakes, cantilever, V-brake, 4-piston, 2-piston, Hope, Shimano, SRAM, Formula, and Magura, and other stuff. But maybe people interested into this subject, as I was, are interested to search different videos, not this one, where different journalists, let's say, review, or other people who bought and used offer us a long-term review about all of these or any of these brands or models. Anyways, here we will unfold, and I am sure about this, a conspiracy which I bet not much, but I'm sure that is a joke from the industry, which either few people talk about, or anonymous like me, so not the big companies, not the big channels talk about this. And today, researching few hours, because yesterday I had the idea to actually investigate it live. This investigation also will unfold live, but not for this topic with the brakes, because it's a new topic and I don't care that much about. But I actually will re-investigate and re-research with every box ticked for a subject which I said last time is for you a gift and a dedication for my family who supported me about Shimano products, wheels, and the different fittings, but everything at the right time. About brakes, I will just put the big title with words. We don't need special effects or other crap. modern crap, let's say like this, to be shiny and to pop into your attention. But of course, now the title. I didn't thought about how would it sound, but let's mention few possible versions. 4 pistons in the rear in 2025, even for e-bikes, is crap. Do you really need 4 pistons for the rear wheel? Illuminati confirmed. 4 pistons brake for the rear wheel. And different other opinions. Of course, we can actually be a bit cheeky about our community. Like the most dumb people use 4 pistons on the rear wheel. Or if you have a downhill bike with 4 piston, you're an idiot. Or if you're not a enduro champion or a enduro sponsored racer, you shouldn't touch or you shouldn't use, or it's a shame you use 4 piston on the rear. Because now we talk about more specific, and maybe some of you are already burning to see more of this stuff. To be honest, I didn't found content about this particular topic, about guys who say with that much confidence actually to be impolite about the industry and other users. In the end, each one is free to use whatever he wants, but you will understand me that this is not wrong from me. And as a technical stuff, maybe if I'm impolite with others, yeah, this is inappropriate, but I will apologize for this, not for the technical conclusions, which let's begin with a pause. I want to search now really fast 2 videos, 2 content creators, which in my opinion brought light, and they actually, one of them, even though both of them talk truth, one of them divided people, because that's the nature of the conclusions which he made popular on internet, and the other one came up with some very, very important solutions which couldn't be criticized. They were implemented and copied by other manufacturers, low cost, medium cost, whatever. He was the first, and he was a top undivided content creator, an engineer for the bearings industry. Maybe you know, we talk about Hambini, and the other one who divided the road bike racers community is Durian Rider. And of course the division he created, he separated seas, was not let's say his fault. He observed and he tested and he reported the reality, but the division is because in that sport you have the same road bike or a setup of your road bike for going up a hill. In the Tour de France you are also climbing with team's bike, but you also descend, or you also go flat on straight terrain. The important mention is that in let's say velodrome, climbing, descending, flat, and other different approaches. Of course, there's no one bike fits all of these situations. Also, if you include wet or dry surface, again, a lot of discussion. If you include aero, of course, you talk about speed, you talk about losses, you also have stiffness, you also have the material, the weight of the bike, because if you elongate, if you make it more aero, of course, it will it would necessitate more material, and at the, let's say, me, you, and other final customer, an average user or occasional user who rides or race occasionally, of course, marginal gains or losses could be either under the radar or other perceived, not that important. So a compromise, a accepted compromise. Pause, and I will come back. We are back, but hopefully, if you are not that and impatient with going straight into the theory, let's hear some big words, and let's judge about, let's think about, let's let them sit inside us, into our hearts, and with this in mind, let's navigate in a specific industry, in a specific subject, which as I said, is the 4-piston on the rear wheel, which is the biggest and the most horrific thing about mountain bikes in general, even though they are e-bikes, heavier bikes, or other mountain bikes. This is the truth. Is truth. I will translate you because it's in Romanian. Words from Corneliu Vadim Tudor. We know him, we laughed with him, we cried with him. He is a very controversial ex-culture historian, doctor, a lot of senator, and other notable functions, important functions. But for the comparison with the tons and tons of other politicians, doctors, historians, and others, he actually on technical stuff, his technical stuff, music, poetry, and other things like this, cultural aspects, it was undeniable with a elephant memory. He could remember thousands of dates in history and events which were important or just average. All of them were inside his memory, an impressive figure. So let's hear.
Celebritatea e ca o femeie frumoasă cu neamuri proaste.
So the celebrity is like a beautiful woman with gross, let's say, family, with low quality background, the fame, the celebrity. Another one. I noted all of this.
Pe care nu l-a mângâiat nimeni niciodată.
Not this.
Oamenii de paie riscă să fie mâncați de orice măgar.
The strawmen risk to be eaten by any donkey. A strawman or a yes man risk to be eaten by any donkey. 43 and 12.
Nu călcați pe iarbă, dar pe cadavre e voie.
You don't step on the grass, but it's allowed to step on dead bodies.
Parelor. Politicienii români s-au modernizat, au renunțat la coloana vertebrală pentru coloana oficială.
So the modern politicians quit. This one I have to translate. So the politicians gave up the backbone for the official backbone. The official backbone, it's the set of official cars which are transporting these presidents, these politicians and whatever others.
Ați văzut ce fudule sunt florile artificiale în comparație cu florile naturale?
Did you saw how proud of themselves are artificial flowers compared to natural flowers?
Omul cât trăiește învață, sună un proverb. Eu l-am întors pe dos și mi-am făcut din el o deviză în viață. Omul cât învață trăiește.
So there's a saying, as long the human lives, he learns, but he actually reversed this saying into the as long I learn, as long I live. How much I learn, as much I live. And of course, it's about the quality of life. As well I learn, as good I live.
Ați văzut ce agresivi sunt cei care își fac școala târziu?
Did you notice how aggressive are those who finish their school late in life? And with this, let's go into our specific topic, starting with Durian Rider.
It will contain some Aussie.
Before everyone judging and giving me their opinions, of course, his person is creates controversy beyond the technical stuff. Of course, people judge his private life. I actually not being even a road rider, I don't judge the stuff about disc or rim brake because I'm not into that type of riding. But even though I'm not, I can understand each situation can apply to one situation, or in general I can make my mind owning only one bike or only 3 or only 10 to somehow select what I think it's best for me. making some compromise in one area and pushing as much in another one, in a different one. The one idea which I fully agree, and he doesn't speak about it like a conspiracy theorist or a not that good of a human as a lot of people see him, about the simplicity of bikes, which today are complicated and usually disarm the average or the amateurs, the average riders or the non-riders to enter into this sport by the complexity of the headset, of the stems, of the handlebars, of the group sets and whatever, even a flat tire, it's mind-blowing. You don't know to fix. So all of this complexity for aerodynamics or for just pure cool factor, in my opinion, because of course they firstly take my time or his time or a mechanic time, and someone need to pay that time. I don't agree with this thing, because our community maybe is ripped off by the sellers which say, oh, this bike is fancy, so please pay me for that stupid proprietary part which is not standard. Again, and as I said, for the community which is somehow closed, for those who know, for those who agree even more, for those who pay, for those who are actually influencers, and they have access to whatever is new and cool. But we need to understand that cycling or a bicycle is not the top percent, exactly like for cars. So you see Bugatti, you see Koenigsegg, you see Ferrari and other things. Oh yeah, that's important, that's best, that's the thing of course that's the thing which matter, but no, that's not the thing that matter. We have cars also in Africa, we have in Asia, we have regular cars, and sorry to disappoint you, those matter. The money of the industry come from those millions, billions, not from the top hierarchy, which collect usually hundred thousands of car, and actually they don't drive, then don't repair, then don't maintain, and other things like this. So I'm with the, let's say, poor people, but in terms of technology, if there is a solution, a good solution technology which also can be good in terms of money and other things like this, I'm pro. About stupid crap marketing department which took the wheel into controlling and guiding all the industries, not just bike industry. That's crap, and I usually don't pay for marketing BS. I let thing settle, and after that thing is not cool anymore as a technology validated thing, I put my money there, and of course I buy it cheaper without how you say supporting marketing departments that much as they actually today with Instagram and other clown stuff, recommendations, promoters, they actually got ahead of what actually matters. So because, as I mentioned, because even those influencers and let's say naive people, usually they when jump on a bike, even though they say, oh my god, I like it, it's good, it's nice, oh what fast it is, whatever. Actually, if they would jump on a really fast bike, the scotch on their lips will or would actually jump in a second, and they would tell the truth. Man, this bike is very fast. Oh my god, incredible bike or whatever. So yeah, of course, it's a selling industry. Each one tries to sell to each other member something, but in the general view of just looking at technology as it is, how it evolved, where we are, and where we are going. As much possible, we try to say we are objective. The other people, as masses, are actually very important. And to not forget, as I said, bicycle is about the bicycle also in Asia, also in Africa, also in Netherlands, where are a lot of bikes. No performance bikes, no fancy, just transport into the city. And of course, they have they have their place, which is actually higher than what marketers, influencers try to steal from, and to guide everybody else into the fancy world, into the hippiotic, how's that called? With those colors. Anyways, those colors you see when you eat mushrooms or different other psychotic, whatever things. Far away from the truth. Let's see what he have to say, or hear what he have to say.
Bogan language, alright? I'm an Aussie bogan, I'm a cyclist, and I love riding, I love helping people with cycling. So put your earphones in if you're at work or whatever, because we're going to have some Aussie bogan slang language. Blah, blah, blah. And I appreciate criticisms. This is a fair question. And so Malcolm says, I don't understand what's wrong with promoting top-end tech. This is regarding my criticisms of the latest junk out there from Specialized, Canal, Trek, Sevilla, Pinarello, etc. The GCN push out there that is an upgrade when it's not. Malcolm, this stuff that GCN pushes and other people push on their audience is not top-end tech. Yes, it's top price tech, but top price in 2023 does not mean top tech, alright? It's top crap. It's top deck bullshit, okay? These new bikes from all the top brands, the popular brands, the world tour brands, could be Orbea, could be, Look, could be Road Disc, with integrated head, the integrated, blah, blah, blah. It's fucking not top tech, bro. It's top tech bullshit, okay? It's top bullshit. It's crap, alright? It's heavier, it's slower, it's way stupidly expensive to replace. And here's the thing, alright? Here's the thing. I made a video a while back about that new Bianchi monstrosity with the frickin' the integrated bars and stem. The pro riders got to ride it, and I said, imagine how expensive and how it's gonna break so easy. And sure enough, what happens? What was it, Flanders or something, or E3? Well, that dude crashed his bike twice. First he cracked the left-hand bar, and then you got the spare bike, and then he cracked the right-hand bar. And even the riders like pointing at it, just like, obviously you can't say the truth because you gotta look after the sponsors, you know, that's how it goes. Don't
You got the contract.
And anyway, and that's what happened. So what did that Bianchi sales rep, the Bianchi people say, hey guys, actually don't use the bars that we advertise as top deck shit. Actually use an alloy stem and an alloy bar. So now they've got the stems flipped like a noob, Floyd Landis style, which is fine because it gives you a better stack height if you need it. You know what I mean? So it's like go to Paris-Roubaix and look through the photos if you can find it. They're pretty sort of shoved down, and look at the alloy bars and stem that the Archaea team put on their Bianchis, which was a good move. It's a good move, but it just indicates to all those fucking noobs out there, the accountant kids or whatever, the rich kids, the parents paying the money, or they get a MasterCard and get a 20 grand debt on their bike. It proves to all them that I was right. Not even I was right. That alloy bars and stem is just a fucking better choice. Okay? Alright? This integrated shit is a fucking head fuck. It's a nightmare. So Malcolm, it's not top tech, bro. It's not top tech. If the Bianchi Ultra was top tech, why the fuck is the pro riders going back to alloy bar and stem for Paris-Roubaix? It ain't top tech. It's top tech bullshit. Okay? Yes, it's not for everyone. It's for the fucking... I'll get to that in the point. I'll read it out. Yes, it's not for everyone. But yes, it's very pricey and proprietary. But this is actual top-end racing stuff. If it was top-end racing stuff, why did they change it in the race? Why did they... You know what I mean? Like look at just a couple of years ago with Tadej Pogacar. Alright, Tadej. He would switch to his rim brake bike when it mattered in the stages. Alright. 2020, 2021, etc. And then eventually the guys like, hey guys, like, you know, no, disc only, alright? Now all the brands are like disc only. But there was a small snapshot, 2019 World Championships, where riders could ride almost what they wanted. And you sort of see a couple of BMC riders turn up their rim brake BMC ride, their rim brake bikes to the 2019 World Champs, right? You saw even Rowan Dennis turn up with a different bike, okay? So it's like, when they have the options, the riders would choose it, but now the options are really screwed down, okay? And unless it's coming from the top, the riders have to sort of follow the rules. Like back in the day, you know, they'd use the FWB, or whatever it was, those tubulars, and they'd scratch it out and put a Specialized sticker over there. That wouldn't happen as much these days because everyone's got a camera and it's on the internet. So these days it's more strict what the rider's allowed to ride. This top level expensive tech also does move the industry forward. It gives makers money to research and innovate. Dude, you're such a fucking noob. You're such a fucking noob. And you've got Dunning-Kruger. And I don't hate you, and I might sound arrogant and angry, but I'm not. I'm just passionately disappointed at how fucking gullible you are, bro. Alright, this stuff. Let's circle back to the Bianchi. We'll go to Canyon in a minute, and Cervelo and Cannondale. There's a guy on YouTube called Raul Lucia-Technic. All right, he's a carbon space engineer. He's a carbon fucking guru. And look at his criticism of the bikes as well. He's not as boganish as my presentations, but he's a qualified person, and he also agrees with pretty much everything I say. It's a cat fight here about these new bikes. But they're absolutely not top tech. Okay, top tech marketing. Right, the marketing's top tech. The product is top level bullshit. Right, so understand the difference, man. You're just basically gaping your cheeks to marketing department, Malcolm, and just whatever they say, putting in there, you're putting it in there. All right. Well, yeah, this is top tech. This is what the marketing says. Now I understand most of these guys who are buying these wank level bikes these days don't ride in the rain, but for the people out there who do ride in the rain, such as yours truly. We want shit that lasts and is durable. This bike here is a Windspace SLC, 27 two-seat post, baby. 27 two-seat post. You know, I can put a Thompson, put whatever the fuck I want in there, 27 two. Good to go. Stand seat clamp, good to go. I'll snap that fork, easy one to find and replace, okay? Bars and stem, this bike's like under 6 kilos, man, right? What bike out there, anyway, we It doesn't move the industry forward, bro. All right, these new bikes, they move the industry fucking down. And read the forums, watch the videos, look at the crashes. The industry is going fucking downhill. Talk to the people who own bike shops. They're thinking these bikes are shit. All right, that all the mechanics think these latest bikes are shit. All of them. If they're gonna be honest with you, okay? Now understand, people got to bullshit because they got to pay the rent.
If they are honest with you, if they want your money and they try to sell, or they are just not that perfectionist, and they accept, of course, the industry and their lack of, let's say, best performance. Yeah, they're good, you know, buy this, buy that, it's all right. But he's actually referring to top product or maintenance or let's say simplicity.
But, you know, if you know, you know. If everyone rode, now Malcolm says, if everyone rode steel bikes with rim brakes, we'd have no progress, and the racing results would still be there where they were 20 years ago. Hang on, I'm not saying people should ride steel bikes. Steel bikes are cool, but when I want performance and lightweight, I'm going carbon or alloy, bro. Steel is just too heavy, all right, for what I want it for. And rim brakes, tell me what road race is better with disc brakes. Fucking zero, bro. Disc brakes are heavier, they're slower, all right, the wheel changes are shit, they're less aeros, there's more drag, okay? There's no advantage to a road racer with disc brakes. Oh, but the marketing department doesn't even fucking ride, bro. Alright? How many people that specialize in employing marketing department are actually fucking die-hard cyclists? They're not. Because if I was in that marketing department, I'd be like, hang on, hey, well, this new ethos is bullshit. Let's do a rim brake option, and that'll be the shit, okay? That actually will be an SL2, an SL1, tarmac from back in the day, 27.2, BSA, you know? It's crazy, bro, all right? Rim brakes are far superior for road. Disc for dirt, rim for road. You can disagree with me, but you're still gonna be wrong, okay? And it would have no progress, and the racing results would still be where they were 20 years ago. Dude, what are you on about? Like, the racing results, first place is first place, whether it's 2003 or 2023. First place is first place. In cycling, it's not running, bro. No one in cycling is trying to break the 10,000 meter or the 5,000 meter, right? There's no prize for the fastest ascent of Alpe d'Huez, okay? Because it gets raced with different tactics, different winds, different temperatures, whatever. But there's a prize for the world, there's a prize, or there's bragging rights for who breaks the marathon world record, who does a 10,000 or 5,000 feet. The average speed was almost as high in 2005 as it is today. But the races were different back then in terms of tactics. Now it's like, people want sponsors, you know, they're going from the gun pretty much, okay? And the drugs are bad. Oh, there's no drugs in cycling. Malcolm would say there's no drugs in cycling. We got rid of Lance Armstrong. We got rid of the drugs. No, dude. The drugs are way better than they are now. We understand the drugs are better now than they ever were. We understand the pharmacokinetics of drugs way better than we did 20 years ago, okay? 20 years in drug tech and deployment of drugs, pharmacokinetic understanding of the athletes in 20 years? We're fucking way ahead. Look at all the swimming records, running of track records, okay? The 5,000,
Bodybuilding,
10,000 meters, the marathon.
mixed
okay?
martial arts,
The Nike Alpha Fly. Laced to the persons on the
tennis.
good shit, okay? Again, these people are thinking, there's no drugs in sport. They do drug testing. That's like saying, no one drink drives anymore because there's police with the radars and they test people's blood for alcohol. No one drink drives anymore. No one steals from shops anymore because there's cameras, there's security guards, and there's tags in the clothing. No one steals anymore. No one does drugs in cycling. They do tests at the Olympics, don't they? These fucking noobs, man. These noobs, I want to put a bucket of ice water over them. Alright, so and then Malcolm finishes up. Then there's experience. When I bought my carbon bike with electronic group set, it was so much better than my old regular alloy rim brakes. I agree, bro.
And guess why? Because he will say this. But of course, I have to mention this. Dude, if your old bike was actually very old, unmaintained, rusty, with how of course the new bike was incredible, but if you have this old bike here which is put on point, maintained, oiled, greased, of course it's a smaller comparison.
I agree, alright? But it depends on, yeah, I mean, which carbon bike though? But Di2 does feel nice. But here's the thing though, man. Malcolm isn't a bike mechanic. I'm a bike mechanic, alright? I can tune my SRAM Red or my Shimano whatever mechanical shit almost as good as DR2. It took in Christmas, in crispness, outside I get this shit, in crispness of shift change, I can get it almost as good, alright? DR2 is just faster, bang, 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 okay? Because you have the friction of the cable and things like that. But what you got old mate here is, he's riding some bike that's poorly maintained, probably like the derailleur hanger's bent, right? He has no fucking idea because he's not an experienced rider yet, which is everyone at the start. We're all noobs at the start, right? I was a fucking noob. Some of the shit I used to do on my bike, I thought, what the fuck am I thinking? Alright? And then he jumps to a brand new bike that's probably tuned. He goes, oh my god, the technological advances. But mate, Malcolm, if you gave me your old rim brake bike, your old alloy rim brake bike,
Malcolm.
and I made some adjustments to that and tuned it up and gave it back to you, you'd be like, damn, there's actually not a surprising amount of difference here. And we put the same tyres on there, the same PSI, and the same saddle angle, and you know, we have a good racing position for you.
A good
You'd
fitting.
be like, damn, there's actually not that much difference, you know? So, but you were thinking, oh, it's technological advances, but there's such a big gap because your old rim brake alloy bike, I dare say, is poorly maintained, okay? And then you go to a brand new bike, fresh out of the shop, that's tuned, dialed, ready to roll, and you look at the technological gap. That gap is a lot smaller if your old bike was properly tuned. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But you don't understand that concept because you're not a bike mechanic, and you're not. I'm 46 in a few months. I've never had a driver's license. I'm on the bike pretty much every day, anywhere in the world I am, for transport. No, I don't do a lot of miles these days, but I'm on the bike every day. Because if I got to get some fruit, or I've got to pick up another bike or whatever, I've got to go to the post office. I'm on my bike because I can't be fucking walking, and I love riding. Anyway, Malcolm finishes up. What's wrong with someone wanting to have the bestest, lightest, swift, and techie bike there is in the market? It's nothing wrong with that, bro. That's why I got Windspace SLC. There's nothing lighter, there's nothing better, and there's nothing more swift than, in terms of brand new carbon bike today from the shop, than this.
And
Windspace SLC.
And it's also Chinese. So we are not exaggerating, but a good bike.
Is there a better carbon bike on the market? I can't think so. I mean, second-hand, the market's fucking wide open. But if you want something brand new, Windspace SLC, is there something better, carbon? Brand new in the shop or online? I don't know about that. You know, as lightest. There's nothing from Specialized as light as this. There's nothing from Cannondale as light as this. There's nothing from Cervelo, from Pinarello, from Colnago, from any of those brands. There's nothing, absolutely nothing that's going to be as light as this. Specialized Athos looks like a porker compared to this. Alright?
Porker.
It's got disc brakes. Disc brakes just out of the way. Oh, but I can get, my disc brake bike is 6.8 kilo and it cost me $20,000. Great. And this one here cost me, was it 5,000 or less? And it's about 6 kilo. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you can get your disc brake bike light if you're prepared to sell a couple kidneys, but my rim brake bikes will still be lighter. And so would your rim brake bike will be lighter than your disc brake. Rim is always lighter. Spec for spec, rim's always lighter. It's faster, it's easy to live with.
And of course, in this period, as in any period, of course, no one wants to pay 4 times more for a same weight bike. Of course, if it's possible to pay 4 times less, maybe even some inconveniences would make you go for the cheaper one. But again, he points out really well. He's actually a bit not that polite, but he's also funny.
Anyway, so Malcolm wraps up. It's the cheap tech advocates like you that kill cycling. I'm not sure this guy's just, he knows my buttons and he's pushing them really well. But he's Malcolm, he did push my buttons. It's the cheap tech advocates like yourself that kill cycling. The industry can't progress without a money flow. Yeah, the economics can't progress, but what we're seeing is people going out of cycling because they're new cyclists.
It's
they
too
get
expensive.
They get a canyon bike, the seat post slips. Their friend or family's like, oh, your brand new bike, why aren't you riding it? Oh, I've got to send it back for warranty. For warranty? What? Oh man, cycling's a lot of faff around, isn't it? It's dangerous. You get wet, you get hungry, you get saddle sores. Then your bike fucks up. Yeah,
2 years warranty.
you flat tire. Fuck cycling. Fuck yeah, fuck that. that doesn't help cycling move forward, man. Do you know how many people I've got into cycling? Because they see my happy, cheesy, corny face, grinning, riding my bike around, because I don't have problems with it as much. Because I've got the stuff that works versus the new crappy tech. So the industry, yes, it's moving forward in terms of money and profits, but eventually that's going to drop off, okay? It's going to drop off, you'll see, massively. It's the cheap tech advocates like you kill cycling. Bro, here's the reality, right? Cycling, definition of cycling is person on a bicycle, all right, riding along.
Simple.
The majority of the bikes in the world cost under $300 brand new, all right?
In Asia, Europe, China.
China, those people who, the billions of people who cycle every day are not riding, Cervelo fucking wank tanks, dentist bikes. They're not, okay? That's the modern day, barrister, dentist bike industry. Let's call that. The dentist bike industry is quite a small niche in terms of percent of cycling versus, but again, this is where these guys like Malcolm, they think that their fucking Cervelo disc brake bike and their fucking Matt jersey and their POC helmet or whatever and their $500 sunnies, they think that only they exist. They forget about the billions of people in Africa, Asia and India who ride bikes every day for transport. They are cyclists. That is cycling as well, buddy.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, dentist bike industry. I want the dentist bike industry to
And that's also technology. You can say this carbon, not this here, but what he says about integrated carbon stem with aero bars with whatever integrated whatever crap is technology. Oh, that's technology. It's technology. It's technology for dentists, for Instagram, spending time kids, for whatever noobs, whatever beginners, whatever not into cycling guys who are amazed by the complexity of a bicycle. So they say, oh, what complex is this bicycle compared to my car? Oh, bicycles are cool, they're complex also. No, man, they need to be simple, they need to be reliable, they need to be well taught. So the technology need to adapt these basic needs, these functions, not to over exaggerate because that's technology. No, the average technology into bicycle, because it addressed to billions of people, of course, is also technology. And for respectable manufacturers like Shimano, of course, they use also top tech, real tech, and also average and also entry level group sets, products, different types of components.
stay there, but I want the dentists and the fat barristers and the accountants, I want them to have a good cycling experience, all right? I want them to have bikes like this, because they're like, damn, this bike's really good, and it's easy to live with. And my mechanic likes to see me when I drop the bike off, versus the mechanic like, oh my God, his seat post is slipping her down again. We just fixed that last week, fuck, Being a mechanic and earning money from doing the same job again and again is good for your finances, but it's not good for your soul, all right? When you work on the same fucking bike problem all the time, it's like, fuck, man. And when it's the design flaw, it's like, this shit gets boring, all right? When I tune a derailleur hanger or do a cable or whatever, or change some tires out, like, I enjoy doing that. But when someone gives me my Canyon post is slipping, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Let's put some cricket bat tape in there, but eventually you have to replace the frame and fork, or the frame and seat post rather, because it's gonna erode. It shouldn't be done like that, all right? So Canyon, Specialized, Cervelo, etc. Look at the recalls they've had, and their recalls prove that their quality control is fucking bullshit. Their testing is fucking bullshit. This is my opinion. Because how the fuck do you release a product out there that has all these major flaws? How did Canyon not know their seat posts would be slipping and have issues with water ingress and erosion? I even called that before I even saw the bike in real life. Remember that? So that seat post looks sus. Boom. Fair enough. People in the forums, Dude Rider was no shit. 6 months later, Dude Rider. Just stick with the fucking what works, man. 27.2, all right? 27 fucking 2. That's what fucking works, okay? The standard inch and a quarter, inch and eighth. That shit fucking works, okay? Standard bar and stem, that fucking works. It works best. Right? It doesn't just work, it works fucking best. It's easy to live with. When I ride my road bike, I just want peace of fucking mind. I want safety, I want performance. Yeah? I want to feel that road. I want to eat the hills. I don't have this rubbing fucking road of shit. I don't have a sluggish bike, alright? If I want a sluggish bike, I'll jump on my mountain bike and do trails, okay? The road is about lightweight. The road is about being aero and having more spokes in your front wheel with a fucking disc rotor is slower feeling, okay? If you know, you know, alright? If you know, you know. But these guys like Malcolm, and we love Malcolm, we wish Malcolm the best, but guys like Malcolm, they don't know yet, alright? But they pretend they know, okay? So they rock up on the Cervelo, they don't wear gloves, they put their jersey all the way up and they fucking suffocate themselves. No gloves, just riding along because that's what everyone else does. They've got their white socks and white shoes.
Oh my god.
They rock up on the Cervelo, they don't wear gloves, they put their jersey all the way up and they fucking suffocate themselves. No gloves, just riding along because that's what everyone else does. They've got their white socks and white shoes because that's what everyone else does. And as soon as the fashion changes, they change like the wind. Just boom, boom, boom. Alright? They just follow the fucking crowd because they're sheep. Alright? And it's good they're not grazing in a paddock in New Zealand. But again, we're trying to help the sheep, okay?
Man, this is
slower.
epic.
Malcolm, they don't know yet, alright? But they pretend they know, okay? So they rock up on the Cervelo, they don't wear gloves, they put their jersey all the way up and they fucking suffocate themselves. No gloves, just riding along because that's what everyone else does. They've got their white socks and white shoes because that's what everyone else does. And as soon as the fashion changes, they change like the wind. Just boom, 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 alright? They just follow the fucking crowd because they're sheep, alright? And it's good they're not grazing in a paddock in New Zealand. But again, we're trying to help the sheep, okay? Because sheep, I want sheep to have a good experience when they ride their bikes. So Malcolm, you're just a sheep right now. You're Dunning-Kruger is affecting your choices. You probably don't know what Dunning-Kruger means. But please, listen to people like myself who've been in the industry a long time. We're never going away. We love cycling. I love getting people into it. Everyone needs to ride a nice bike. Everyone deserves that. We need less cars on the road and more bikes on the road. These new wanky top tech shit is bullshit. It's killing the barrister dentist cycling vibes, and it trickles down tech, and then the recreational cyclists like, oh, these bikes are shit, and I'm not riding, too much drama, I jump in the car, catch the bus, okay? That's the truth, bro. Lance Armstrong was the best thing for cycling ever in terms of Western cycling, right? He just gave it so much clout, and the bikes were fucking mids, and everything was great. And this new road disc shit is a fucking disgrace. It needs to go. GCN need to fucking have some integrity, especially some of those GCN presenters out there. They know the fucking truth, man. Psy, bro, come on, man. There's no way if you 10 years ago, if you got given a disc brake road bike, you would have used it. You'd be like, this is slumming shit. 2-minute wheel changes? Fuck that. I ain't doing this shit. So Psy, all the other guys, not just all of you reporters out there, all you channels out there, Cam Nichols, etc. All of them, just off the top of my head. Alright? I'm not trying to target anyone here. But all you guys, Francis Kate, all you guys talking absolute fucking bullshit when it comes to, oh, this is my new William, this is my new Scott, this is like, it's a fucking, it's a monstrosity of a bike, alright? And you know it. You know to work on that, alright? Well, I've swapped headsets out up the top of Norton Summit, alright? So I was like, Harley, my headset's fucked. I'm like, okay, meet me at top of Norton Summit tomorrow, bring your headset from the shop, and I'll put it in your bike for you, alright? I wouldn't be doing that in a fucking Cervelo S5, one of these new ones or whatever. I'd be like, go see, go see Sam Bicycle Express North, they'll do it for you. It might cost you $100 because it's a long job, okay? I ain't swapping your headset out up top of Norton Summit. If you got a standard bike like this and do a headset change, we can do it on top of Norton Summit. It's in Allen key and a rag. Maybe a bit of grease if we got it, right? A bit of olive oil. You know, that's what I'm talking about. I've done headset swaps to the top of Norton Summit. Do you know how many bikes I've fixed for free on the side of the road? Because I love it, because these bikes are easy to work on. This new top tech shit, it's a fucking disgrace, man. It's absolute bullshit. And you can disagree with me, but you're still gonna be wrong. Anyway, that's the deal. I'm touching you for the phone. You know what I mean? So Malcolm, mate.
Next one also from him. He's, as I said, funny, but he also has his technological point of view. He's also a rider, a mechanic. So he doesn't speak totally crap, maybe you are of a different opinion in a specific or particular case, but in general or about most of his arguments are as he present.
I'll try to do it with the little finger. Right. That's how much different. It definitely, this is the SL7 S-Works. Try to do a little finger. Now we'll do the Ruby S-Works little finger. Two fingers, it's alright. Two fingers looks alright. Oh, get a good pump. You can actually do a workout in the SL7. That's how much heavier it is. The heaviest tarmac Dura-Ace S-Works out of the box ever. S-Works SL7. All the spokes in that front wheel, less aero. You feel it's like on an ergo bike. It's good training. What you can do is use these for training. Use the SL7 for training, and use a rim brake. Use the LA Elite rim brake for racing. Get down under 6.8 kilo. Or 6.8 kilo if you're doing UCI races. But yeah, so train on the heavy bike, SL7 S-Works. Race on the light bike, the S-Works Ruby, L Tarmac, rim brakes, etc. I'd be embarrassed to put my name to this bike. You know, I sell a few bikes here and there, Pragma brand, a source of best frames, for what I reckon are the best value performance out there, regardless of price. And if I got offered to sell this bike with the Pragma logo on there, I wouldn't. I simply wouldn't. I'd be absolutely embarrassed to put my name to this product. It's like, now again, you might work at a Specialized dealer. Nothing, no hate against you. You don't choose what Specialized stock, what they sell in store. This is so flexy. It's so heavy. It's an S-Works SL7. It's such poor quality. Even the paint doesn't match. Go to the Specialized website, type in dusty purple. Doesn't even come close looking like this. When I saw this at the shop and I picked it up, my local Specialized dealer, I was like, oh, okay, really? That's the bike? I wouldn't have bought it if that was the colour.
And is there an explanation from Specialized about that?
No. I just sent Specialized an email. Do you know how many responses I got? 0. So it's like, why would you spend that much, you know what I mean? Now for me, I got money, I got no kids, I got no debt, you know, it's no big deal. But most people buy it, S-Works these days, they're not buying it for performance, it's more for flexing and flossing, and that's okay. This bike is just, I was pacing Natasha today and to push the extra watts on this bike, oh my God. Like, no wonder the pros get a different frame set, a special layout, a special fork. These stock consumer levels, or my one, and the ones I've ridden as well, soft as, mushy as. I mean, I've tried to put the power down to the climb today.
Your legs are blowing up.
Yeah, I mean, that was okay, but I'm like the bike's fighting me. The power's not going as much to the rear wheel. Now, people say I use rag on Specialized. Now, I'm a huge fan of some Specialized products out there. Huge fan. You know, huge fan. I think Specialized have got some fantastic tires out. This is a proper bike. Now this I'll put my name to. This is an S-Works Ruby SL1 2008. Absolutely, that's so light. This is 6.3 kilo. We put some light tubes in there at 6.5 yesterday, now it's 6.34 with pedals, a mirror and a Brighton mount, you know, and a heady saddle. We slam the seat post forward. This is like a hill climbing. Got an aggressive, really forward of the bottom bracket, probably like a 76-degree angle seat angle. Stem slant forward, boom, just really over the BB. Probably not UCI legal position, but we're going for Strava fun. And we had some problems with the gears today. Uncle Chester was playing with the gears.
Oh God.
But yeah, it's an incredible bike. Now this is the bikes that, you know, are fun to ride. This is, man, this is a killer bike. This is a weapon ready for a whipping. The amount of power you can put through this is way stiffer than SL7.
It's wild how different it feels. Like you just go for a ride up the street and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I rode Natasha's bike at top of the hill today.
What?
We're doing the gears tune. And I got on this off my SL7 and I was just like, oh.
What happened?
Oh, this is so much stiffer. So much stiffer. There's zero flex in the down tube. You go to the squeeze test. zero flex. This is incredibly stiff. And it's so light and responsive. Incredible bike. This is what Specialized should be selling. But people, oh, that's not aero, that's not fast. It's like the parrots.
It's not aero.
Aero is more important than weight. Aero is more important than weight. Aero. Specialized said, wind tunnel. Ride both of these bikes, man.
Right, it's so funny, those people in the Facebook groups. It's like, how many S-Works have you ridden? One? Oh, yeah.
How many K-Ones have you... It's so light and responsive. Incredible bike. This is what Specialized should be selling. But people, oh, that's not aero, that's not fast. It's like the parrots.
It's not aero.
Aero is more important than weight. Aero is more important than weight. Aero. Specialized said, wind tunnel. Ride both of these bikes, man.
Right, it's so funny, those people in the Facebook groups. It's like, how many S-Works have you ridden? One? Oh, yeah.
How many K-Ones have you got? Zero?
Zero?
You're buying an S-Works because it's the most expensive thing out there and you want to flex to your other dentist mates. And that's okay. That's okay. Like, you know.
But don't talk like you've got a clue and you know it all.
And like, it's okay. If you want to have a big sticker on here and a $9,000 frame, whatever, that's fine. It's better than buying a pair of golf clubs. I'm just saying that if you need performance, this is the bike, man. This is the bike. Obviously, 2008, can't get them anymore, but
Except on Facebook Marketplace or Gumtree.
yeah, for about $1,000 US. Absolute weapon of a bike. But these noobs out there who, you know, like, go and do it. Do the climbs. Do the data like I've done. With the power meters, with the climbs, you know, measuring, weigh things, and you're like, man, these bikes are so much better. This is why the pros prefer these bikes. This is why Specialized had to coerce and force their riders onto disc brakes by not giving them any option. It's like, okay, well, even Peter Sagan, how much did Specialized pay Peter Sagan, was it in 2018, to ride a disc brake bike for the whole tour? How much did Specialized pay? Or did Peter just choose a heavier bike, slower bike with slow wheel changes? Or did Specialized pay Peter a few million euros for the Tour de France? I don't know. I'm not saying anything, but you know, if the disc brakes are so much better, why would teams have to coerce or give disc brake bonus like they do? So again, I'm all for options today as well. It seems all about coercion. I'm for options.
If the pros prefer discs, why are they seen riding rim and training?
exactly. You know, so or in the World Championships where there's less sponsorship pressure, you see a lot of riders like BMC and Cervelo guys pulling out their old rim brake bikes at the World Championships. The World Championships is a pretty important race. You know, look in Yorkshire, who was riding rim brakes in the wet when they could have ridden whatever. So anyway, that's the deal. End of the day, ride whatever you want to ride. As long as you're out there, that's the main thing. As long as you enjoy your bike, that's the main thing. If you've got an SL7 and you just love it and inspires you to ride, you win.
That's great.
You win. I'm not saying you know. I'm just saying if you want performance, get one of the old Specialized rim brake bikes or a current wind brake bike, like a Windspace or Trifox or Fuji or something like that. But otherwise, yeah, that's the deal anyway. Just want to...
Thank you, Durian. Some jokes, good jokes. Some conclusions, good conclusions. This topic, of course, gravitates in the end about your happiness with your bike, with your experience, of course, into the cycling. But anyways, at the end, if you also are happy by chasing the performance, the simplicity, the reliability, and or a combination, the sweet spot of multiple things. Yes, in terms of performance, that's why I make this video also about the 4 caliper on the rear wheel, which shouldn't be there, which is a let's say actually underground thing, because this disc version versus rim brake topic or opposition is very well known, is discussed. There are calculations made, a lot of people involved and actually chased and wanted to find the truth. But for what's about this rear quad piston mountain bike crap. It's new now, let's say, or for a long time it is new. I can actually prove to you that Shimano were like always one of the first to develop and implement this quad piston solution, but the market moved a bit, not because purely performance or other things like this, and why not tell the truth if we see and if we actually can prove this is wrong. Next one will be Hambini in another subject, in another topic. Of course, this can apply to road bikes. Usually, he actually check different aspects of bearings, of frames, of wheels, different components, cranksets, cassettes. So he has a wide experience into the most of the components, but he made himself, at least in my opinion, or from what I know, as he's into this industry, so a well recognized person, with his bottom brackets, which he stated from the beginning that you don't need ceramic bearings, so your pedals, your cranks are spinning without that much of losses, or with minimum or lower losses than in average, by just aligning the balls, the bearings, the cap cones, and the whole system, the axles and whatever, not by changing the material with ceramic bearings. For those who know, ceramic bearings are somehow premium, top, whatever thing, and he managed just with the alignment to use some aka cheap, average, regular steel ball bearings to perform very good. Let's start with this spin test from Hambini. So we gather even more information. We can create our own style and our own perception, chasing actually only the facts that matters, that we can use either to improve our system, or to know at least what's the compromise and what we give away, or let's say throw away.
This is a Hambini bottom bracket after 10,000 kilometers or 6,200 miles of use. So there are the bearings going around, so that's basically summer. Still in good condition, still smooth, no knocks, no rattles.
Alright, so that's the idea. If you actually, if you just compare this to whatever other thing, let's say something from SRAM, of course you saw how it actually stopped from here. Let's say a lot of watts lost, a big penalty, and this is actually top tech crap, new crap, whatever, thousands and thousands of dollars. But of course, Hambini
So this is a
sells a custom bottom bracket which you can fit even in older frames. So of course you use a cheaper frame, but you can tune your bike, you can upgrade, you can make it faster and better with important solutions where they are needed, not by expecting a manufacturer to solve all the tolerances into creating the frame and other things to be perfect, because they are not.
beanie bottom. So there the bearings going around, so that's basically summer. Still in good condition. Still smooth, no knocks, no rattles.
All right. Let's hear the person how he talk about in detail about different problems fixed. Here he say a bottom bracket from hell fixed.
Episode we have something a little bit different. An individual has sent me in a bicycle frame. Now, to give you a little insight into what this is all about, someone who's one of my followers bought a Hambini bottom bracket, which is here, and then managed to get it stuck. Now, this chap works in a bike shop, and he bought this frame, and to all intents and purposes, it's brand new. When he got it stuck, he tried to get it out and obviously couldn't. So that's when I got involved. Now, normally, one of the non-advertised services that I offer is quite a lot of bicycle teams send in their frames to have custom bottom brackets made. And the reasoning for custom bottom brackets is they're in search of marginal gains. One of the biggest marginal gains is the friction inside the bearing and the attributed misalignment from that. Now, to give you a bit of background about this frame, this is a Tifosi frame. Tifosi might sound Italian, but they're actually based in Leighton Buzzard in the UK. And they are the, I guess, the house brand of one of the big UK distributors called Chicken Cycle Kit. So the frame is BB86 and it's carbon bodied. I don't think it's of monocoque construction. It looks like it's individual segments that have been glued together. Now, a lot of people tune into this channel for the raw engineering, and I have quite a lot of people who are at university and riding their bikes tune in to find out what the hell I do and how the hell I mess up all the time. Anyway, so the first thing to do is to make sure that the dimensions that you can check that you are responsible for are accurate. So that is the bottom bracket. Now, I've checked these as best I can with a vernier and also a micrometer. I can check that diameter with a micrometer. This one nearer the bike frame could only get a vernier in there, and they appear to be okay. Now, the guy that trained me, he said fairly early on in my training, he said, assume everyone is a fucking imbecile until proven otherwise. And this advice is sound advice. So what you have to do is you have to assume that whoever's made this bike frame hasn't done their job properly. Now, the most obvious thing to check is the on the other side. So let's do that. So here's the non-drag side of the bike frame. Now, this is a bit of a dodge because I've already checked this with a micrometer, but with a micrometer, I can't show you the exact value. Now, it's supposed to be just under 41 millimeters, so something like 40.95 to 41. Now, if we check this, again, vernier isn't one that I would recommend for checking if you're a professional, but if you're just trying to give yourself an idealized figure, then not so bad. So if we check this, I'm just trying to get it in shot. Oh god, there we go. That is around 40.89. If I press really hard, 40.9. So it is, 40.92. So it is well undersized. So that's in one plane. If I check again on this plane, and bear in mind you're not going to be able to see this, it is 40.88. So the hole is oval. Now, because the frame is so undersized, and the micrometer readings actually came out at 40.90 and 40.88, this, I'm not sure how the chaps got that bottom bracket in without snapping the frame, because that level of interference is massive. So what I've done is I've sent this to be UT checked. So UT is ultrasonically checked to check for any cracks, and it's come back completely clear. Now the next obstacle is to get this out. The sort of barbaric way will be to slash it out, but I don't really want to do that because I want to save the bottom bracket for the chappie if it's possible. So another way is, I guess, the standard removal method, which is just to pull it out. Now, in order to facilitate pulling this out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cool the bottom bracket and then heat the carbon fibre frame. So what I've done is I have heated all the way around the frame with a hairdryer, and this is just compressed air. So compressed air at 10 bar, once the pressure drops, it loses temperature, so we can cool the aluminium quite rapidly. Now this works because the thermal conductivity of carbon fibre is much worse than aluminium. So the aluminium is actually extremely cold. Now I've made a little clamp here to go round this. So if we put this round, it's just so that the forces are distributed and it doesn't splay this chap's bike frame, because I'm not confident that this frame and the tolerances involved are all that good. So we're just going to put this bracing piece round it. So I've machined that up like that. Now we're ready to pull it out. In order to pull this out, just use a standard removal tool. So it's the standard removal tools that I supply. That goes over there, that goes in the other end, and then we just pull. So let's try that. Okay, so it's located just down. So we're just going to stop it from turning. And then the bottom bracket has been removed. So we got the bottom bracket out. The next thing I'm going to do is scan this, but just as a check before I go and scan it, I measured this side of the bottom bracket. Again, I did use a micrometer, but this came out undersized as well. I don't know if you can see that, but that's 40.9, and I got 40.88 with a micrometer. So what I've done is I've done a few slides and things to show you how we got on with the scan, but just as a starter, this is the Tifosi website, and this is Chicken Cycle Kit, who I've just highlighted at the bottom, and they are the distributors for them. The stuff that it has on their website, all of this kind of stuff, if we hit about, yeah, There's some stuff about how Tifoti came about and all that kind of stuff. These are the teams that they sponsor. I think they're fairly big teams. I don't really follow bicycle racing. I don't really have a desire to. But anyway, what I've done is I've done a few slides about what happened in the scan. So if I play them, hopefully this will work. Yeah, so this is just a few slides that I've done. In case you're tuning in and wondering who the hell is this guy, this is the scan result. So let's hop to the SolidWorks file. So the SolidWorks file, if I load it up, this is the SolidWorks file, and it shows. Well, I've only done half the dimensions, but quadrant dimensions. But basically, the bottom bracket on both sides is slightly oval, but more of a problem is this 0.56 at 14 degrees, and that's parallel misalignment. We'll come to that in a second. If I go back to here, right, I've just said that. Right, I also had it ultrasonically checked, so a company called TUV, TUV, they go and ultrasonically check, a bit like Lucia Technic does. Well, it's the same way that Lucia Technic does. So they're checking for cracks, any delamination internally, and all that kind of good stuff. Didn't find anything. So geometrically, I think I've really covered this, but if I can turn this laser pointer on. Oh yeah, that's better. Angular misalignment was very low, almost zero. The bottom bracket face was irregular. Parallel misalignment, like 0.5 millimetre, is freaking massive. It's really quite high. And the fit tolerance was utterly freaking crap. Utterly shite. Now, on the previous picture where I showed you the... how do we get off this? Right, the SolidWorks file here. These dimensions don't really correspond exactly to what I had with the micrometer, and I would go by the micrometer as opposed to Faro arm. I think there's more error in the Faro arm in terms of ultimate dimension, but the misalignment dimension is fairly good. It's just the way the Faro arm checks it, because you're checking a point rather than I guess a bigger diameter. If we go back to this, right, now can I just click right. Performance implication. So if this chap had run his bike with the bottom bracket as it was, the L10 life, which is a standard calculation for calculating bearing life, will be down by 75%. So you'd only get 25% of the normal life. The power loss at 35 kilometers per hour is around 4 watts, so that's a lot, and that's mainly from the misalignment, and the bearings are trying to sort of just wiggle around to align themselves as they go around. It's not really all that easy, and there's a high likelihood of creaking or fretting. So I mean, when that frame turned up and I tried to spin the bearings, the bearing that was captive, I couldn't even turn it. It was just like almost ratcheting round. It was horrible. Right, so the problems, the fit that I said was utterly shite is fairly straightforward to fix. The parallel misalignment is much more of a problem. So maximum parallel misalignment is 0.2 millimeters, and that is being charitable, to be blunt. Less than 0.05 is what you should aim for. So that's 0. So it's 4 times the amount. In the case of this bike, it's 11 times what it should be. And then yeah, fixing parallel misalignment is technically challenging. To talk about how parallel misalignment works, what I've done, well, there's this drawing here on my website. You can go and zoom in if you want, but here's a zoomed in copy. So this is, let's assume, the fixed bearing on the drive side. This is the bearing on the non-drive side, and these black lines represent the center line. Ideally, you want the black lines to cross, or to be completely like an extension of one another. But they are offset, and that offset causes this drag, which is problematic. So, possible solutions. Well, you could have a split bottom bracket and then live with the misalignment. So most of my bottom brackets are one piece, but the the industry standard, I guess the vast majority of them use 2 pieces or 3 pieces. So one on the drive side, one on the non-drive side, and a sleeve in between. It's not really that stiff. It doesn't help you with alignment, but if you have like objects like DI2 boxes and that sort of thing, it's not a problem. Another way is I could have used a standard Hambini BB and then machine the outside down to cope with the fit. It isn't a perfect solution, but it would do the job. And the misalignment would probably be within the nominal range. All you're doing is you're just trying to manipulate the bike frame so it fits. Yes. Another way is into the frame you could insert a single piece of metal and then bore it from either side. The problem with that is the jigs and things to hold the bike frame, and they would be bike specific. And the datum, so where do you get your datum from? And you actually have to machine it in sort of an S shape to get it to work, so it's not straightforward. You could CNC an S-shaped bottom bracket. Now CNC is like the in-word, computer numerically controlled, or computer numeric control, I don't know. And people rave on about this, and in my line of work you would think that I would be championing this all the time, but I've found, and the people I work with have found, that when you get to thin-walled metal structures, and a bottom bracket is a thin-wall metal structures, as you try and machine into the surface, it behaves a bit like, well, it's like trying to machine paper. So as you machine paper, it deflects. I guess the best way to describe it would be like trying to cut a loaf of bread. As you bring the knife in, the initial sort of knifing action causes the bread to compress before you make the cut. And the same thing happens with aluminium and alloys that are thin wall, even steel. So there's too much flex. Now people will say, oh, Hambini, you could use a mandrel. Yes, you could use a mandrel, but I'd have to have multiple mandrels, and the prattling around will be a right pain in the rear end. And if you're using a mandrel, what's the point of having CNC? Because it's setting it up is just a pain. Another way is to machine an eccentric bottom bracket, and yes, we will come to this in a minute, but it's technically difficult to make. It's extremely difficult to make. And the final one is to buy a Kogel bottom bracket. Now, a lot of people say, Hambini, you should not be slagging other people off. Well, I wouldn't have to slag people off if they didn't bullshit all the time. So this is what Kogel said. So Kogel asked this question on Bike Rumor. So if I bring the show the taskbar, they asked this. So someone asked all of this stuff. So I've just copied it verbatim from there and put it here. Basically, Kogel said if you buy one of their bottom brackets, it will work within a range of 0.2 plus or minus the nominal diameter. This is complete and utter bullshit. Absolute bullshit of the highest order. So they're saying their bottom bracket will work with this chap's bike from 40.8 all the way to 41.2. Now, NTN, SKF, NSK all said the range is 0.02 to 0.04 interference. Kogel have said it's minus 0.2 to 0.2. To give you an indication of this, this is one of my removal tools that I use to fish bearings out with. And if you go on my website, you can buy one of these things. It's typically for BB30 bearings or 6805 bearings or 6806. This has got a 0.1 millimeter clearance in, so it's a quarter of the range that Kogel say will work. So this is 0.1. Put it in, Can you hear it rattle? That's a rattling good. Can you hear it rattle? We'll say it'll work. So this is 0.1. Put it in. Can you hear it rattle? That's a rattling good fit. Absolutely extraordinary what they've said. Complete bullshit. And I'll call them out and say they're a bunch of liars. So if they want to send me a bottom bracket, and I will machine up a precision minus 0.2 and plus 0.2 millimeter bottom bracket, and we can see if it works. Bullshit of the highest order. It drives me up the wall. Anyway, let's move on. Right, this was the fix. So I machined an eccentric bottom bracket. Keeps the bearings parallel, but it does require a timing mark because one side is more offset than the other. It is technically complicated to machine this because I'm going to show you why. So this is a normal bottom bracket. So you've got the drive side and the non-drive side and the sort of centre section in between.